Welcome back, fantasy people, to the Rookie and the Pro. We just finished up week four, and
Week 5, actually.
that was week five.
That was week 5.
It,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
it's just rolling right along. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get together last week and everything due to some scheduling conflicts on my end, but
hmm
um, yeah, rolling right through this.
Yeah. So, you want to talk about how your team did this week?
Yeah, and it surprisingly did pretty well. I managed to pull off a win and stay in third place uh, by the grace of God. I was projected to have 95 points, just shy of 96, whereas
Mm.
the team in ninth place is who I played, and they were projected to have just shy of 101. Uh, we both ended up overdoing our projections, and I narrowly beat them out 107 to 104, but um, man, it was a rough week for me across the board. I felt like with all my fantasy teams, despite the fact that I actually had more wins across all my teams than losses, uh, but it just felt like a lot of my star players, like Josh Allen, as you know, did not do well.
Yeah.
That was really tough.
Underperformed. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so unfortunately, Addison didn't do well for me against the Jets. He only got about half his scoring, and um, thankfully, I was bailed out by a late addition at tight end by picking up Kraft at tight end for Green Bay. He was only projected just over 7 points, and he ended up scoring 22.8. So he really pulled through for me there. I had several players kind of underscore, a couple meet their expectations or barely go over. So for that, it just kind of it got me up to over what I was projected and gave me that win. So I'll take it. I'm not going to complain. How did your team do this week?
My team actually did overperform a little bit too. I was projected at 105 points and
Mm-hmm.
ended with 116 points. And the guy I was going up against was projected at 78 points, a little over that, and he ended
Mm-hmm.
at 84 points even. Um,
Wow.
so looking at the matchup, he didn't even have a backup kicker. So his kicker was playing for the Eagles, and the Eagles didn't play. So
Mm-hmm.
um, and he didn't, and it looks like he doesn't have any backup kickers on his bench, so he wasn't able to move that out. Um,
A
and
lot
his
of
running
times you'll
backs,
just kind of drop your kicker and then go pick up another one. So that's probably one of those guys that isn't really actively playing and everything, but that remains to be seen.
yeah. And I think uh he had another one of his running backs didn't score any points, but he was also projected to get like 1.93 points. So he wasn't really, that valuable of a running back either. Yeah, like you said, Josh Allen's my quarterback, and he kind of underperformed. Um, Nico Collins, one of my top performers for wide receivers,
Mm-hmm.
got out at 14. At least he got 14.8 points before, but he injured himself, which is really going to kind of cripple me, I think. Both my best wide receivers are out for this next game because they both got injuries. Um, so
That's
I
going to be
think,
tough.
yeah, yeah.
You're gonna have to dive into that into the
Yeah,
depth there.
yeah. So, unfortunately, next week is not looking too hot. I think what the projection is, just shy of 90 points to 106 for the guy I'm going up against.
Okay.
Um, Minnesota Vikings defense, 16 points. So they're doing fantastic for me. Unfortunately, the Vikings are not playing next week. So I think there's like 2 or 3 people that I have to move out because they're not playing. So that definitely hurts. But my kicker does well. 10 points. He got 10 points this week. And Brian Thomas Jr. He's been performing well. Overperformed.
He's been killing it.
Twice as many points. He got me 20 points, and he was projected at just under 10. So yeah, and so yeah, I have quite a few of a good chunk of my team tends to overperform on my team. So even the ones that are like sitting on the bench. So as going into week 6, the projections are quite low, which is getting me at just under 90 points. But some of these guys have definitely overperformed, and I have had, I've had a running back go from like 10 points projected to like 30 points. So while I'm about 15 points behind projected this upcoming week, it's very possible. I mean, it's very possible for some of his players to underperform and some of my players to overperform. And a win can be pulled out, but I'm going to consider that to be unlikely. But also, I will say, the 90 points is with the Minnesota defense being out. So I think I am picking up. Let's see here. Who am I?
I would target either the Eagles or the Texans.
Seattle is who I was. I put a waiver on. The Seattle defense. So I just took a look at the list of the top defenses and just kind of picked one up. I did drop Dallas. Now that I have to pick up another team, I'm like, am I that sad? Nah. I'll be honest. Dallas has been doing quite poorly. So just rather look at a different team and bench Minnesota for now.
Yeah, they have not been doing as good as they once were at all this year. That Dallas defense, Minnesota's defense, man, they got their guys that they wanted that fit the scheme so well, and I haven't looked to see if they're the top defense. What would you say, like for fantasy wise and everything so far? But let's see.
I mean, they feel like it. I mean, since I picked up Minnesota, they've been doing phenomenal. I mean, they've been doing like greater than 10 points over the last couple of weeks since I picked them up. So I think, how many weeks have I had them?
Oh yeah, Minnesota is far and away the best, coming in at 72 fan points for the season. Number 2 on that list is Green Bay.
Wow. Impressive.
Coming in at a close second of 59 points.
Wow.
So
where's Dallas on that list? Probably towards the bottom if I had to guess.
You're not wrong. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up from the bottom, so they'd be like 26th. Yep, not great.
I think within the first 3 weeks.
See who's
the first 3 weeks are
Seattle.
the weeks I had Dallas, and they got me a total of 17 points, and that was all in the first week. 1 point in week 2, negative 1 point in week 3.
Yeah, I don't. So why are you targeting Seattle? Just out of
Oh, it was
curiosity
just that
here.
it was like when I looked at the top uh when I was looking at defenses
Yep.
and the top ones for projected points, Seattle was the top that was available.
Okay. Why? Oh, next 25. Okay, so Dallas isn't 26 because it's only showing me 25, so six up, so they're like 19. That's what they would be. There's Philadelphia. Philadelphia is not doing well at all.
It looks like Green Bay is open.
I know they are. Who else did I tell you? Houston. Where are they? Somebody have Houston. Yeah, Houston's just below Baltimore and Dallas. Yeah. So for me, I was telling you grab because it's not always about who scored the most points because some of that can be really deceiving.
Hmm.
Um, like if we look at Green Bay here, you know, this might do it a little bit differently than what I'm. Well, maybe. No. Usually on the app, you can click on it. You'll see like a week by week breakdown.
Hmm.
I am not seeing that on here. Yeah, I don't know if there's a way for me to do that to see that on the computer and everything. But um, it's really important because like some players can have like massive games
Hmm.
and it'll inflate their score and then you'll see like you'll go back and you're like okay they had like one 20 point game, one 15 point game, but then the rest it was like 3 points, you know. So it's kind of crucial to like understand the outliers and stuff. I mean, I can't tell you one way or another without seeing how Green Bay has been scoring. Um, but I was gonna suggest either Philadelphia or Houston. Um, Philadelphia, I've been putting in a lot of waiver claims for to cover for the Vikings defense this week. Just because they're playing Cleveland. Cleveland has not been doing good this year at all.
Mm.
Um, and Philadelphia still has a good defense. So the chances are that they do pretty well in a bounce back game. I'm hoping is high. Houston defense is another one. Despite not doing well points wise, they're playing New England. So New England is not a good team. They are very much in the middle of a rebuild, and Houston does have a very good defense. Um, so that's just something that I'm kind of looking for. Um, it shows me here if I click on the Texans. Um, I'm really hoping this is referring to the defense, but they are first in passing yards, 23rd in rushing yards, and sixth in total yards per game. And unfortunately, that could be either defense or offense um, for what those are. Let's see if it'll. Oh, that's offense. Yep. Let's go to defense. So Houston. So Houston's about middle of the pack in points per game. Um, they're fourth for yards, total yards allowed per game. Rush yards, they're about middle of the pack. They're third ranked defense against the pass. sacks, they're ninth. Let's see. Interceptions. And they look kind of middle of the pack for interceptions and everything. So overall, they're not doing too bad. I mean, they rank up there in a few different categories. Um, it's kind of just kind of understanding the matchups. Uh, Defenses and kickers are really the ones that I play matchups more often than anything. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
and the kicker thing is more like if I'm either looking for a better kicker because my kicker isn't doing well, or if I'm looking for somebody to sub on a bye week. That's what that kind of is. Um, Defenses, I'm usually more than willing to uh, kind of just pick up whoever I think will do best for me during that week. So, but yeah. Have you paid any attention to your rating,
Let's see
your
here.
team level?
Um, see, where is the ratings at? I might have looked, but is it with the the levels?
It's you have a rating which you have a number associated with that.
Okay.
Um, and then your level will be either bronze, silver, gold, platinum, or diamond.
Okay.
So right now I'm keeping myself in that diamond level. I gained a +2 on my rating. The more teams you have, depending on how those teams do, is kind of where your rating comes from.
Okay.
Um,
I'm currently at
let's see here, most
676, and
wanted.
I got 21 from last week. Since last week, I'm up 21. So I'm a
Yes.
silver.
And so, yeah, and so like that's what's cool about that is like you start at bronze, right? Like
Hmm.
that's where you start because you've never played before and everything. So you've already
Right.
moved yourself up into silver. Um, I think some of that happens to be like you go on 5-0,
Hmm.
not having any losses because obviously losses you're going to lose points, right? So you're
Right.
going to fluctuate. Um, Wondering here.
Does your rate or your grade at the end of a matchup, does that um contribute as well?
I'm not really sure what goes into it, honestly. I haven't looked into the whole like how ratings and levels are all kind of determined. Let's see. I'm gonna click on the learn more at the bottom and see if it'll kind of explain. Um, I mean, this one it just says, oh, this is the league levels. Okay.
So we're in a gold league. I don't know what gold league means.
Yeah, so the league level is the aggregate of all the teams, right?
Okay.
So I'm diamond, I'm over 900. You have
Hmm.
several bronze, which are in that 0 to 599 range. Okay, and then silver is 600 to 699, gold is 700 to 799, platinum is 800 to 899, and then your diamond is 900 and up.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. So I'm actually getting close to
Yeah,
peeking into that gold
you
range.
keep women and everything, and you could pop right up into that gold range and everything for sure. What it says the percentiles. So, silver, you're in the 60th to 80th percentiles. Gold is 81st to 94th. Platinum is your 95th to 98th percentiles, and then your diamond is the 99th percentile. So there's not a lot of people that are at that diamond uh, rating. Let's see. Got one. The rating. Okay, so this is what it factors in to get your
Hmm.
rating.
Okay.
How often you win your matchups.
Okay.
So the more wins you have, the higher your rating,
Right now
right?
I'm at 100%.
Um, yeah, which is why you're getting like 20, plus 20 or whatever in your rating.
Hmm.
For me, I'm like winning some of mine, but also losing some of mine. So that's why
Hmm.
I only went up like two. Um, Rating of your competition. So if you beat a higher rated manager, that boosts your score more than if you beat a lower rated one. So if you beat me, you would have a higher rated score and everything than if I beat you, if that makes sense.
And yeah, the guy I
Or if
just
you
beat
play
was
another bronze
number
level.
10.
Well, so no, it's about their status of bronze, silver, gold, whatever.
Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. Let's take a look here. Yeah, so yeah, he's at bronze. He's a bronze level.
Okay.
But that gave me 21 points
Yep.
versus now the next now if I beat if I beat the next guy, he's a silver and he's actually number 2, I believe. So he's just got
Okay.
about 12 more points than you.
Oh, you're
With
playing
the
Casey
same.
this week.
Yeah, I'm playing Casey.
Okay.
So let's see here. Yeah, week 6. Yeah, I'm playing Casey, and yeah, he's at. So there's. I think he's got a pretty decent chance of winning.
Yeah.
Um, from what it looks like, but I mean, honestly, it can go either way. I think what my week number 2, I was projected at 94, and the other guy was
Hmm.
projected at 109, and I got 96. I overperformed just a wee bit, and the other guy way
Yeah.
underperformed, just enough for me to eke past a win. But so it's possible. It's possible, but um, this might be the week that I get pulled down to everybody else's level.
We'll see.
We'll
I'll be
see.
waiting for you.
Yeah, I still have the most points, so unless let's see what I'm at 579, so I would have to um that's I'm at least 16.
You'd have
Okay,
to
so
lose by like 17 points.
I'd have to lose by about 17 points to
Yep.
Casey,
Yep.
um which is roughly the current projection. So to hit number 2, I'd have to lose by 17 points to Casey, which would then put us both at 5-1.
Oh yeah. But you got players you got to swap out and everything, so that'll
Yeah. So
change.
yeah.
That'll
So
change.
best projection would probably be about 97 points. Is going to be
Yeah,
probably
something
the
like
best
that.
projection I'll get. Um,
Yep.
so and then if you got what 20, so if Casey won and 28 points, you got 28 points more than I did, then you could pass me
Any
up
given Sunday, that could happen.
any given Sunday. So I'm barely
Well,
holding on.
we'll have to check back next week and see
Yeah,
how it
we'll have to
goes.
check back and see how things are going.
Awesome. Well, it
Alrighty.
was good seeing you again. We'll do this again next week, and hopefully everybody out there watching enjoyed this.
Bye.